Hello guys, Theo here. It's not really shirtless weather, but I'm shirtless anyways because discomfort is a gift. You should cherish the chance to not be entirely comfortable, because it will make everything else that would be uncomfortable that you have to do way easier. Take this advice, please. Okay, I'm back from a little 2-day break. I can't promise to put out videos every day. I am quite busy. I really have to pick how I spend my time. I want to. When I can, I will put out a video every day, but I just don't have the time always. I think what I can promise is, like, on average, uploading every other day, but more often when I can. So, this is a little bit of a prequel to another video. I'm gonna tell you how I do my routines and how I think about it, because I got a lot of questions from guys, especially, or like guys only, about my routine. And it's like two things. Don't assume. You're assuming that I have a very exact routine I'm following. I don't. We're gonna do it more in the next video. I call it semi-structured, what I do. I always have a big picture, a big game plan, but have you noticed how often I'll tell you I'm doing something, and in the next video I tell you how I changed it, and it's never like, oh, because I was weak and just bailed. It's always because I had a reason to. So, yes. And the other thing is, just because I am doing something, I am Theo, I am me, and you are you, so that I'm doing something doesn't mean that you should. I mean, you can just be interested and want to hear, of course, but I can kind of tell if you're asking because you think you should be doing the same thing. But today I'm gonna talk about, like, my mindset. This too we'll talk about in the next video. But for the fat loss plan, like, everyone seems to always be looking for the fastest way, the best way, and the best way is always the one that you can follow, like, forever, that will work, and you won't gain the weight back. The fastest way to lose weight is not the best if you're just gonna gain it back, right? So I'm gonna talk you through some factors I have into consideration when I think about losing weight. So the first thing is calories. I know I say on this channel sometimes that I don't really count calories, and that's only because, I'm very much into this fitness thing, and some people really count calories, but I kind of do too. It's just that I never go for an exact number. I never, like, now I'm eating 1,250 calories. I don't count it like that. But I know about where I want to end up. I know, I sometimes check before my last meal, like, where am I at? Especially if I'm bulking and want to add weight, I'll look at, I'm actually a little bit behind. Let's add 3 eggs or something. And in your case, since we're talking about weight loss, I think the other way around, make sure that I don't eat too much on the last meal. But so, you have to learn your calories, your maintenance calories, how much fuel you use with this biological vehicle that you have. And so you can use a calorie calculator. Take the one TDEE-calculator.net, for instance, but there are many. And if you're not, like, very overweight or very, very skinny, they're gonna be pretty accurate if you're honest when you put in your stats in it. But it is just a calculator, it is a formula, and we are all different, So someone, you might put in and get a suggestion for what you should eat to lose weight. And if you eat that and you aren't losing weight in, like, after doing exactly that after 2 weeks, then obviously this wasn't a deficit for you, it was your maintenance. And so when you feel like you have that dialed in, you're checking your calories, what you're eating, you're logging it, and you can see that, okay, now I'm not losing or gaining weight. You are aware of your level of activity, how much you train, how much you just move, how many steps. All the phones we have now have step counters. So yeah, you have to learn your calories, and then it's going to be easy, because you're not going to you can do like me. I'm not counting it exactly. You're just going to know that you're about right, So learn the calories, please. Yes. And okay, yeah, back to what I said about everyone wanted the fastest way and stuff. You have to figure out, always when you make your plan, you have to figure out what you can stick with for a long time. Like, because some guys, like, I know one guy, he'll send like this, he has written them like a girl to, this very pretty schedule for how he's doing things, but it's so extreme. It's like 72, 1 meal refeed, another 72, and then, and it's like, yeah, very impressive. If you could do that, yes, you would lose weight very fast, but you would probably be miserable during. And you probably wouldn't be able to do it, but if you can, you will be miserable, and when it's over, you'll be like, you haven't changed your behavior, you just forced yourself to follow this extreme plan, and you'll probably just gain it back again. So always think big picture here, not how can I just temporarily lose as much weight as possible, like how can I slow and steady, or maybe quite fast. You know, with the fasting that we do, it's still very fast. How can I steadily lose weight and keep losing weight and not stall? What works for me? And one thing I want to put in here, especially if you do the prolonged fasting, what's up with everyone doing the 1 meal a day refeeds? Like, I know Cole, Snake Diet, used to say a lot, but have you noticed that it's not about, it's not natural, it's weird to go for days and just eat one huge meal and then try to fast again. Can you please just think big picture? When you know your calories, say that you have 2,000 calories that you need to maintain. The trains. Say that you have 2,000 calories you need to maintain on a day, so 14,000 calories in a week. So whatever you do that makes you end up below 14,000 calories will lead to weight loss. So what you want to find is, how can I have the biggest deficit that is still manageable for me, that isn't too much for me, that I can actually stick with? So if you do a 72-hour fast, so 6,000 calorie deficit there already, apart from your 2,000 calories you eat, I mean, you see, to not lose weight fasting for 72 hours every week, you'd have to eat a lot on the days you eat. And if you eat clean, you know, 172-hour fast per week, it's gonna be really fast fat loss, like compared to all the daily deficit things and stuff. And why 1 meal? You can have 3 meals on the day. Why not? I ate 3 meals a day. That's my like standard routine. I have 4 sometimes if I move more, because you know, I know my calories, my maintenance. I know how it affects me if I move more. I keep track of these things so I can adjust. And if I want to gain weight, I make sure that I'm on a surplus even when I move more. If I want to lose weight, I make sure I'm on a deficit all the time, you know? And you can be in a deficit on so many different ways, but think weekly deficit. It's the easiest. Think weekly. Like, what plan can I come up with to end up in a deficit when the week is over? You could even have 2 days when you eat like a pig, if you fast enough. You know, do you see? Big picture, not fast picture or whatever. Yeah, baby steps I put here. Like always, if it's really hard for you, this with a weight loss, I mean, it's up to you. Don't ask me for the like most optimal that you theoretically could lose fat the fastest. If it's really hard to you, baby steps. Try a 24-hour fast. See if you could do that. Wow, you could do that. You had never done it before. You improved. Next time you try maybe 36 hours. Wow, you could do that now. You improved. And you keep going with this. You have to stick with it, you know. Find ways to improve, always. You make up the plan. You're not... Are you just an idiot that has to be fed these plans for you to follow? Are you just an instruction follower, or are you a person with capability to change your life on your own? Yes, every human can change their life on their own. You can get advice, you can get inspiration from guys like me, but it's you who does it. Yeah, and a coach can lead you to the water, but not make you drink it. You know, like if I am actually an official coach for someone, like I work as a personal trainer, obviously I will make a more exact plan. But even then, I leave wiggle room for that person, because that person knows themselves better than me. I know from what I know for myself and how I handle my training and eating and everything, that there are things about me that only I can know. I know best. No one can give me a better plan than me. Do you understand? Someone who comes to me and is totally unfit and I'm a personal trainer. Yes, at the beginning, in the beginning, I'm gonna know better than they do a lot, because I'm a professional, I'm supposed to. But then, when they've learned some basic, there are some things I can't know if their feet hurt when they do this exercise. I can't know if your shoulder messes with you when you do that exercise. You know, you have to know that for yourself. Coach can lead you to the water, can't drink it for you. Yeah, so, and some, I hope this is good. I hope it's getting across, coming across what I want to say. It's like, think big picture all the time. You have to improve. There isn't just a missing piece to the puzzle that I can give you, and just like, oh, now I'm losing weight, now it's happening, yeah, it's happening super fast. No, you do it always. You can buy a workout program, say that we're talking training, you can buy that. It can be a great program, it can be tailored for you even, but you have to do it. You have to do it yourself. Come on. So stop asking questions all the time. How do I do this? What would be the best way to do it? Just try it. Try it and see if it works. Look on the scale. Look in the mirror. Is it going in the right direction? Great. It worked. Do it. So just some random, or like, if you are very overweight, because when we're talking about losing fat, I mean, obviously for me nowadays, I cut fat when I'm not overweight. I'm just, you know, not as lean as I want to then. So it's a little different. But if you are really overweight, low carb is just good. You know, for whatever reason, it seems that you just lose weight faster, even maybe if eating more calories. Look, I won't say this for sure. You can for sure not eat just as much as you want just because it's low carb, but it just seems to work better. Keeps you satiated longer with a fat and protein. And so, if you are seriously overweight, go with low carb. If you're someone like me who wants to use the prolonged fasting to cut weight, you're kind of fit, but maybe are 15% body fat and want to be 10, 11, then you should keep the carbs high on your eating and training days for the training intensity, you know, and the carbs. You know, you can care about them slowing down your weight loss. Then it's about cutting while keeping performance high and while holding on to the muscle mass, right? Walking and standing for everyone. It is for me too. Yeah, I lost so much the first 10 days there, not only because I fasted aggressively, also because I walked like my 72-hour fast. I walked almost 100k steps on these 3 days. You know, that's gonna add a lot. It's almost like another fasting day if we remove the steps. But it's not only about the calories burned, of course. It's also about, I'm talking about this a lot. It's something I learn in my job as a personal trainer. Sitting a lot is just shit for you, not only for the metabolism that you burn way less. You burn like 60 to 130 calories sitting per hour and 100 to 200 standing. So you can get so much more burnt if you just stand up and walk even more, you know. But it's not only that. It's also that, you know, sitting is unnatural. Before we had chairs and stuff, we probably sat in the, you know, whatever it's called, that meditation position on the ground. Sitting on a chair, it tenses up your hips, and it will make you will have a hard time standing up as a grown-up. You're just getting up from a chair by yourself. So standing and walking, you can't really do too much of it. If it doesn't start to hurt, if you're really overweight, of course, you just do as much as you can handle. But everything, I feel like I don't really have a red line here, but I think you can probably learn something from this video anyways. Like, think baby steps always, with everything. It's like, if fasting is really hard with you, I told you, start with a 24, then you try 36, you do this baby steps, and if you fail once, it's okay. Say 24 was too tough, you're a real food addict. Well, try just eating one meal in the morning, and then being happy for the rest of the day. Wow, first time you did that, you improved. And you know, if you sit all the time, if you just start standing 1 hour at work, if you sit all day at work, stand 1 hour, you've now improved. You get used to this new thing. Maybe you stand for 2 hours in 2 weeks. Maybe in a month you stand for half the day. Maybe in 2 months you stand all the time. You know, you have to improve. Try to improve always. Okay, guys, I hope this was a decent video. I felt like I had a good structure on the paper. then I just talked a lot. But always try to find things you can do better. My obvious example I do always is, if you have like a soda every day, it's like 150 calories, only sugar basically, pure shit, you know. If you can change this for diet soda, you know, there's probably stuff in there. I don't know about the sweeteners, I'm not too afraid of them, but we can all agree that drinking just water would be better than diet soda, but diet soda is still like 1,000,000 times better than regular soda. This is one improvement you can do. Always look for, what can I change this thing I know is shit, you know, how can I change it to something better? Oh, how can I make this a bit less worse? How can I make this a little better? You know, all this thinking. So sorry, I think the video was unnecessarily long, but hopefully helpful to some of you. I will follow up with how I construct my own routines, more training based too, not just weight loss. But yes, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe, please hit like to help me spread my channel. It's really growing, closing in on 800, so almost 80% to 1,000, which is what I need to be able to do the live streams that we all are looking forward to so much. All right, peace everybody.